Hey guys, it's the Urban Investor here, back with another video, and today we are looking at Bitcoin. Now, I posted a video quite controversially, I should say, on Bitcoin heading for 3k just a couple of days ago. Now, obviously Bitcoin's gone up 10% today, and everyone's asking me, do I still have the same opinion? Why am I creating FUD, etc, etc. So I just wanted to review my view and really just to provide some clarity on these questions. So first and foremost, I just want to go out there and saying I'm not creating FUD. This is purely my opinion. As always, I try and give a balanced view based on what the possibilities are and what are the most probable possibilities. And at the same time, in terms of the FUD, if you guys follow the channel, you know I'm holding Bitcoin. It's in my interest for it to go to all-time highs, and as we know, if we follow the history of Bitcoin, for us to go to all-time highs, we usually have a correction and therefore a form of new support, which then forms a basis to push onto new highs. So I'm not creating any FUD. So let's jump straight into it and see where we are. Is this confirming we're in a bull trend, as some people are saying? So first and foremost, let's see how this is panning out. Still early days. You can see I'm expecting this movement. I've said, we've breached this in the past and it's been a bull trap. We've had several occasions where we've had attempted breakouts and we've basically fallen and come down. So in that sense, let's see if I'm going to change my opinion. So up here, I've got basically the same video that I've done. I've actually posted it on TradingView, so you can follow it if you want. And all I've done is I've just taken off the RSI and the moving averages just to make it a bit more clearer. Now, I just want to quickly highlight something before we move on to see what's going to happen or what we expect to happen, right? So let me just get rid of some of these lines. Right, so I'm going to pull up a rectangle and just bear with me, right, so that you guys can follow where I'm going with this, right? So assuming we're back here, we had this correction and then we saw this. What was everyone expecting? We're going to go back to 20k and test the highs. What happened? We came back down, right? And then what happened? We even had a stronger bull run. Look at the size of these candles, it's suggesting that the bulls are taking over. What happened? We had a massive sell-off, and then we had a mini consolidation, massive sell-off, another attempt at a run back up, sell-off, sideways action, sell-off, and then we're down here, right? So looking at the recent historical trends at these attempts of a breakout, what's happened? We've had a sell-off. So you can sort of expect why I am being so cautious, because you could easily be burnt, right? You could get in at these levels and then it could come back down and you're already 3-4k down on your position if you bought a whole Bitcoin. So that's where I'm coming from, guys. I'm not just trying to create FUD for no reason. I'm just saying we need to be sure, we need a real confirmation of Bitcoin breaking out, and there's a couple of things we need to look at, right? One, which I mentioned in the past, is volume. If we look at the volume, we've had that massive candle or volume. Let me zoom out a bit, maybe we can see a bit better. Yep, we saw this massive spike at the bottom, or what appears to be the bottom at this point in time. However, as you can see, the volume's been dying down, which isn't necessarily a good thing. And why is that? For those guys that didn't watch my initial video, my previous video, well, for price to go up, it's simple supply and demand, right? You need more demand for Bitcoin, more volume to purchase Bitcoin, and you need it to be higher than the sell side. Now, if you don't have a strong volume come through, then it suggests that the candles are very weak, and therefore it can easily reverse. So if we look at the Bitcoin historics here, right, if we look at the volume when we hit that low 6k, look at that volume that pumped in 14 billion. And then look what's happened since then. It's been dropping, right? It's not really sustaining. And again, we've got a nice volume increase here. We'll have to see. I think there's about an hour or so left. Yeah, about an hour. for today before we can see where we end up. But at the moment we are seeing a bit of an increase, however still not the levels that I would personally like. So the next question is, I guess what you guys are asking is, right, what level do we need for Bitcoin to be considered in a bull trend and a good entry point, in my opinion, not financial advice, just my view. So let's go through that. So using simple candles and, as you guys know, resistance and support levels, let's sort of try and figure it out, right? So if we look at the recent history, we can see round about this level here, right, which is what, round about 10k. We can bring it down here, and then we can potentially add another one, right? And why am I doing this? So between 10 and 12k, we can see we've had quite sideways action, choppy pricing, sideways action, right? We can see the wicks are bigger than the candles, and what does that suggest? That suggests indecision in the market. We're not sure if we're in a bull trend, if we should sell Bitcoin or hold Bitcoin. There's pressure on both sides, and the sell side and buy side, and no one knows what's happening. So I think this is going to be another tricky level. We come up to this level, and then we'll have to wait and see, is Bitcoin going to sell off? Are people going to lock profits, or are people going to get in expecting Bitcoin to go up? It could easily come up to this level and go up, or it could go down, right? So what do I need in terms of to be in a bullish mood? I want a solid candle above 10k, a good quiet candle similar to what we're seeing today, in the sense that the wicks being very small, so that we know the bulls have won that day, the bulls are driving the price up, and we don't have something like this where it's indecision where the price has gone up in the day and come back down, and there's a fight going on at the minute, and no one knows which direction it's going to go. So that's the point when I will basically change my opinion. So I probably won't post another video on this until we reach that level. As you guys expect, I wouldn't be surprised if we just have a rejection, come back down, and keep going up and down in this channel before we have a breakout, right? So that's just to sort of dispel the queries in terms of have I changed my opinion. The answer is no, and as you guys heard just now, we need to hit 10k and the volume to pick up, in my opinion, right? So let's delve in a bit more in terms of when we expect something to happen with Bitcoin, right? If I move to the hourlies, and apologies about my voice, guys, it's a bit croaky, it's getting late in the UK here, so I just wanted to get this out because I know I'm going to struggle to get content out in the next couple of days. So let's look at the dailies. We can see, if we zoom back a little, we had this support level here, right, which has sort of bounced off in terms of the price, and then we've had this resistance level here. So if I draw this here, mouse isn't really working too great, my hands aren't that steady, but let's just stick it there, right? It's not quite straight there. No, it's straight. So we've always had rejection at this level, and guys, just to remember where we've had previous support, we can see we've had some support here, we've had some support here. Anywhere where we've had a bit of a sideways action shows a bit of resistance or support or consolidation, and whenever we break through that becomes a resistance level now, right? And we can see, again, maybe I'll draw this in another color, we had resistance here, we had rejection, we attempted to come up again, we had rejection, and we finally broke through, right? So the next level for us to really breach is where we are right now. So currently we're at 9,400. Again, we can see, I should probably use red, but the same applies really. We've had choppy price action, and we can see 9,400, 9,500 is going to be a critical resistance level, and actually it lines up nicely here. We can see we're having a fight at the minute. again, if I move to the red here, again lining up here in here. So I think if we breach the 9,500, we've got a massive previous support here, which is now going to be resistant. So we can see we've got breakthrough that. So I think once we break through, assuming we you know, go up, I wouldn't be surprised if let me get rid of the pen. I know I've got a lot of lines here which isn't clear. I wouldn't be surprised if we do a bit of this, and then if we do break up, we'll do a bit of this, and then I think this is where we'll either break up to the upside or break down, right? And again, where we had previous support, that's now potentially going to be resistance. So I don't know if I said that the right way around, but you get my drift, right? So I don't know why I keep doing that. So let me recap that again, just so that we're clear. So we've had previous support and we've broken down, that's now resistance. So likewise, if we break down again, for us to you know, come back up, we will have these previous highs as support, and then when we break that, that will become resistance, etc. So I think yeah, so we'll look to come up here, and then once we get to 10k, we'll either move to the upside. And for me, if we go back, we can see there's not really that much resistance. We've gone up here, a little bit of resistance here, but I would expect us to go from 10k to 12k relatively quickly, and then we can worry about you know, what happens after. But for me, there's still a long way to go, right? I expect us to be up and down for the next couple of days, and then it'll be critical to see if we go down, and let's see even stronger in the 4 hours to really bring home this point, right? So we can see still valid here. We've got this moving support level. We've finally broken this resistance. Now we're moving up to the next level of resistance, which is about 9,400, 9,500, which is very close to the level we are. So it'll be interesting to see when I wake up tomorrow morning if we breach that. And then we're approaching the 10k mark, right? So this is going to really tell, in my view, if I'm going to change my opinion. I think if we break through this with a solid green candle, something similar to this, where we don't really have any wicks, which suggests the bulls have won, you know, quite convincingly, and we don't have indecision like something like this, then I think I'm going to move to a bullish sort of mood. However, again, we've still got a fair bit to go, guys. I just want to come back to my original point. We've had so much you know, fake outs essentially in bull traps, so I'm not gonna, you know, get involved until it's very clear we've got clear signals. So that's my sort of view, and as I've said, we can easily break down and continue down this wedge, a retest 6k, etc. So that's it really, guys. Hopefully this was useful, gives you guys a bit of an understanding of what I'm sort of expecting and why I am going with my view. That's really important. I'm not doing this because I'm fighting, or you know, just trying to create fear in the market. Is purely because we've been in this position before several times, even in stronger positions in terms of recoveries. However, we've not sustained it, and we've come down hard, and I don't want you know, you guys to get burnt, and I don't want to get burnt myself. So until we break these resistance levels, and then we can see we're pretty there's not much in terms of resistance to get to 12k, and then it will be more sort of swimmingly, in my view. At the minute we are at critical level. We need to break through the 10k, because that's not only is that where we've had resistance with, it's a very big round number, causing some psychological sort of impacts as well. And as I said, we need to have this sustained volume as well. So that's it for the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. As always, let me know in the comment section below, and please subscribe, share the video, and I'll catch you in the next video.